A U.S. law enforcement official tells CBS News there have been concerns throughout Europe that Christmas markets were going to be targets of terrorism. The U.S. State Department issued a warning in late November, urging Americans traveling to Europe to, quote, exercise caution at holiday festivals, events, and outdoor markets. The travel alert, expiring February 20th, said ISIS, al-Qaeda, and their affiliates continue to plan terror attacks in Europe with a focus on the upcoming holiday season and associated events. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Jeff Pegues is in Washington. So, Jeff, what do we know about the investigation into this so far?
Well, listen, it's still early, as you've noted, but what investigators are going to do and what they typically do in incidents like this is dig into the background of the person that they have under arrest, and that's what they will do here. Try to figure out who this person was in contact with in the hours and days and weeks and months before this incident. And so they're going to start digging into his background and see if they can find any electronic devices that they can scan to see if there's any pertinent information there as well.
And Jeff, do we know what kind of role the U.S. will be playing in this investigation?
Well, what we've learned since Paris and the attacks in Belgium as well is that U.S. and European officials have been cooperating. They've been trying to break down barriers, certainly in sharing intelligence, because what they've realized is that they work better together. What was happening in Europe in the past was that there was a lack of information and intelligence sharing. And what we have learned here in the U.S., at least intelligence agencies and law enforcement agencies in the wake of 9/11, is that it is effective and it is an important law enforcement tool to share information. And that way you can cut down on attacks, not only domestically, but also internationally. And so what we've seen is more cooperation between not only U.S. intelligence officials and law enforcement officials, but officials working together across the globe, and especially in Western Europe.
And Jeff, back to that alert that went out to U.S. law enforcement about a month ago. How does it apply to the holiday season here in the U.S.?
Well, it is not unusual for the amount of threats to kick up around the holiday season. And we're in an interesting period here because not only do we have Thanksgiving and Christmas now upon us, but also we have the inauguration coming up. And so this alert went out last month to law enforcement agencies across the country, a warning of homegrown extremist activity and telling law enforcement officials domestically to pay close attention to crowded venues, special events, and things like that. And so there is concern around this period. And as I mentioned, it is not unusual for the amount of threats, of chatter to kick up around this time of year.
All right, Jeff Pegues in Washington for us. Jeff, thank you.